Presenting television's general knowledge game of noughts and crosses, Criss Cross Quiz. And here with the questions is Barbara Kelly.
Good evening and welcome to Criss Cross Quiz. Now, at the close of last week's program, the champion from London with a credit of £300 was Miss Margaret Quinn. Hello, Miss Quinn. Good evening to you. And her challenger from Bury was Mr. Michael Holden. Hello, Mr. Holden. Good evening to you both. You're both well on this February night? Yes, or whatever the date is. Are you? Yes. Both raring to go. All right. Now, there was £30 on the scoreboard. And Miss Quinn, it's your turn for a question. But first, I think we have to roll the rollers, don't we? All right. There we are, Miss Quinn.
History, please.
History for you. Who was the first Prince of Wales?
The Black Prince.
Well, I've got here Edward. Yes, I have to have more. Mm-hmm.
More than that. Oh, Edward the First.
No, sorry. Edward the First's son, Edward the Second. So, Mr. Holden.
History, please.
History for you, too. Name the sect of 11th to 13th century Mohammedans who carried out organized murder after intoxicating themselves with hashish.
No.
No? Assassins. Isn't that fascinating? Yeah. Right, Miss Quinn.
Lucky Dip.
Lucky Dip, that's all right. Now, you're going to hear a piece of music which an American entertainer uses as his signature tune. Who is he?
No.
Has it gone? I'm sure you know it. It's Bob Hope.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, I didn't know it.
Didn't you? Oh,
No.
that's all right. I don't mind it. Thanks for the memory. Did you know that one,
Yes,
Mr. Holden?
I did.
You? Oh, well, it's your turn now.
History again.
History again. All right. In fact, for the game, if you get it this time, Guy Fawkes is perhaps the most widely known of all the conspirators in the gunpowder plot of 1605, but who was the leading conspirator? Robert Catesby. Did you know that?
No.
That's good. As long as it didn't just slip. Now, Miss Quinn.
Lucky Dip.
Lucky Dip. Don't you like these categories very much,
No.
either of you? No? I want you please to listen to the voice of one member of a famous group, and then tell me what is the group's name.
We three, we're all alone. Seem like we're living in a memory. That's my echo, my shadow, and me.
I've no idea. It's not the Smith Brothers.
No, sorry, but it was before your time. I'm sure the Ink Spots.
No, never heard of them.
Never heard of them. Oh, they're going to love you, and I love you. All us generation loves you. We've heard of them, haven't we? Mr. Holden, I bet you'd never heard of them either.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. What would you
Lucky
like?
Dip, please.
Lucky Dip for the game. I want you, please, to listen to this singer and then tell me her name.
Little old lady passing by, catching everyone's eye. You have such a charming manner, sweet and shy. Little old bonnet.
It's not Gracie Fields, is it?
Say it, don't ask me.
Gracie Fields.
Yes, Gracie Fields is the right answer. That is Criss Cross Quiz for £40. That was a real guess, eh?
It's the only one I knew.
Oh, that's as long as I was afraid you were going to say one of the ink spots for a moment, but you didn't, and you got the game. Well, Miss Quinn, now you do take away with you. Do you know how much?
260?
That is correct, 260 pounds.
Oh, that's marvellous.
It was worth coming for, was it?
Yes, thank you very
Lovely.
much.
Well, it was lovely to have you, and thank you very, very much for coming. And all the best with your study of art, all the rest of it. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye. Bye-bye, Miss Quinn. Now, you have to leap over and become our new champion. It now says 40 pounds that you've got, so it's a pretty fair starter, eh?
Yes.
And a new challenger from Heworth in Yorkshire, a railway clerk, Mr. Kenneth Burton.
Evening.
Good evening, Mr. Burton. But I have to say that you look vaguely familiar, Mr. Burton, because
Yes.
you've been here before. And I understand that you're invited back because there was an ambiguous wording of one of the questions, and it was a deciding point in a game, I understand. And so we
That's right.
invited you back to start all over again.
That's correct.
Isn't that nice of us?
Very nice.
Well, it's nice to have you back. Isn't it nice to
Yes,
have you?
very nice.
Very good. Now, the categories have changed, Mr. Holden. You have to look, decide whether you want to take your 40 pounds or accept a challenge from Mr. Burton.
I'd like the 40 pounds, but I'll take dates.
Well, maybe you'll get more than 40 pounds, you never know. You will take dates. Second game. In which year did Sir Anthony Eden become Prime Minister upon the resignation of Churchill?
1953.
Sorry, 55.
Oh, yeah.
Aw. Take your time. Don't get rushed. Mr. Burton,
Names, please.
names. Give the surname of the American artist James Abbott McNeill.
Whistler.
Yes, Whistler is the right answer. No voice tonight, it's all gone.
Potluck, please.
Potluck. Oh, it's a tough one. In the pink envelope marked number 2 on your desk, you will see a picture of one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It was built for a ruler of Caria, C-A-R-I-A, who has given his name to this type of structure. What are they called?
No, I don't know.
They're not called, no. They're called mausoleums. King Mausolus. Did you know that?
I knew mausoleum.
Yeah. Have a guess if you're not sure. Can you
Potluck,
see?
please.
Can you see, Mr. Burton?
Yes.
Where's Potluck? There it is. In the pink envelope marked number 3 on your desk, you will see a picture of a bust of a French king, sometimes called the Sun King. His idea of government was summed up in words attributed to him, "L'État c'est moi," I am the state. Who was he?
Louis XIV.
Yes, Louis XIV, 1638 to 1715. I'm glad I didn't have to repeat that.
Names, please.
I see what you mean, yes. You're in a bit of a spot there, eh? Name the matron whose name represents social convention and respectability in England. Turns out to be Mrs. Grundy. Did you know that? Haven't you ever heard of Mrs. Grundy?
No.
Oh, a very good friend of mine. Mr. Burton.
Names, please.
Names for you two. For the game, in fact. What is the title held by the spiritual head of the Ismaili Muslim sect?
Imam.
Aga Khan. So, Mr. Holden, you're still alive there.
Yes. Theatre, please.
I had a funny feeling that's what you were going to take. I want you to listen to the voice of a British man of the theatre. He is singing one of his own compositions. Who is it?
Don't put your daughter on the stage, Mrs. Worthington. Don't put your daughter on the stage. The profession is overcrowded and the struggle is pretty tough. And admitting the fact she's burning to act, that isn't quite enough. She has nice hands to give the wretched girl her due, but don't you think...
Stanley Holloway.
No. Sorry, Noel Coward. You're going to kick yourself, aren't you? Well, never mind. Mr. Burton.
Potluck.
You're going to go up there. All right. In the pink envelope marked number 4 on your desk, you just like picking up envelopes, you will see a picture of 2 American students during their trial in 1924. They were convicted for the murder and kidnapping of a 14-year-old boy. I want you please to tell me their surnames. No,
No.
Leopold and Loeb. Nathan Leopold Richard Loeb. So, on we go again. Getting a bit sticky, isn't it?
Pitch your wits, please.
Not me, thank you. You can. If the 9th day of the month fell on a Thursday, what date would the following Tuesday be?
The 14th.
Yes, the 14th is the right answer. So you stop Mr. Burton there. Now, Mr. Burton.
Gardening.
Here we go. Gardening. Are you a gardener?
Yes.
All right. Good luck with this. The linden is another name for which tree?
The lime.
Yes, the lime tree is the right answer. Now, Mr. Holden, what are you going to do?
Pitch your wits again, please.
Give a 5-letter word ending in K-I. It is a color.
Khaki.
Yes, khaki. Khaki is the right answer.
Poetry, please.
Poetry where is poetry? There it is. You're going to hear an extract from a poem written by a British poet who was a great friend of Coleridge. Who was he?
My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. So was it when my life began. So is it now I am a man. So be it when I shall grow old, or let me die. The child is father of the man, and I could wish my days to be bound each to each by natural piety.
I think it's Wordsworth.
It is, in fact, Wordsworth. Yes, quite right. But will you, too, please stop thinking and become definite? You get me into awful trouble. Now.
Science, please.
Science. You don't sound too happy about it.
No, I'm not.
Which great scientist who was awarded the 1921 Nobel Prize for Physics was once a patent examiner in the patent office in Bern?
Priestley.
Sorry, Albert Einstein. Did you understand the question?
I did, yes.
Because if you don't, you know what, make me do it again.
Gardening, please.
Gardening for the game that way, Mr. Burton. With what chemical element do leguminous crops enrich the soil?
Phosphorus.
Sorry, nitrogen. Still was a good guess. So, both still breathing here. Now.
Names, please.
Names, all right. By what name was William Maxwell Aitken better known to the British public?
Lord Beaverbrook.
Yes, Lord Beaverbrook is the right answer, Mr. Holden. Now, boy, you've got 3 ways of...
Pitch your wits.
You're going to try it the hard way. All right. Extra time. If it was 12 noon in London by Greenwich Mean Time, what time would it be in New York?
6 p.m.
Sorry, 7 a.m. 1 hour for every 15 degrees longitude. It says here. And I'm not going to argue with it.
The
Yeah, you don't
30s,
like
please.
this. What? 30s?
Yes.
Can give you the game, too, can't it?
I hope so.
Extra time. A British author and poet who was born in Bombay died in 1936. Who was he?
C.P. Snow.
Sorry, Rudyard Kipling. You getting nervous?
A bit, yeah.
A bit fraught. Get unfraught.
30s.
30s for you two. All right. Give the year in which the BBC began television broadcasts from Alexandra Palace.
1937.
Sorry, 1936. Oh, that's tough luck, isn't it? Both of you getting just one tiny pip out.
Ooh.
Relax.
Poetry.
You say that with a certain amount of disgust.
Yeah, I hate it.
Which distinguished British general published an anthology of verse in 1944 under the title Other Men's Flowers?
Montgomery?
No, but it was a good guess. Lord Wavell. Could have been Montgomery. You're quite right to guess if you don't know. Mr. Burton, you still with us?
Poetry.
Poetry for you two. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. Now, these lines are quoted at practically every Remembrance Day service. Who wrote them?
Lawrence Binion.
Yes, Lawrence Binion for the Fallen is the right answer. And that is Criss Cross Quiz for £90. Oh. Well, Mr. Holden, my goodness gracious me. We'll have to say goodbye to you. We're going to take a little breather for now, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Say goodbye to you after the show. See you in a couple of minutes for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Well, welcome back to part 2 of Criss Cross Quiz with our new champion, Mr. Burton. Hello again. And I didn't tell Mr. Holden that he, in fact, gets £10 worth of premium bonds. Yeah, I'll see him after the show and tell him then. Mm-hmm. Maybe I can give it to him. Anyway, railway clerk. We talked about quite a few things before, didn't we, when you were on?
Yes.
Did we talk about football? You're interested in it?
No.
What kind of football?
Association.
Do you play now?
I used to do. Now I've hung my boots up now.
Have you? Why?
Well, it was shift work that first of all that made me stop it, and because I'm getting a bit long in the tooth for it now.
Don't say things like that. Not true. Not true. Anyway, you've got a new challenger from Neston in Cheshire, a housewife, Mrs. Rachel Bidston. Hello, Mrs. Bidston. With 2 kids.
Yes.
What ages?
A girl of 3 and a boy of 6.
Handful.
Yeah, rather, yes.
Never mind, you look very well on it. Now, Mr. Burton, we'll get back to you. You've got £90. And they're the new categories. They are now ready. You have to do all that stuff, you know. Or else take your 90 and say goodbye.
I'll accept the challenge.
Jolly good.
Who said it?
I don't know. You have to tell me. It isn't a tough one, no. Which 18th century Frenchman wrote, "If God did not exist, it would be necessary to invent him"? Voltaire. Did you know?
It was at the back of my mind, yes. I couldn't get it out.
No, spit it out of you. Mrs. Bidston.
Pop music, please.
Pop music. I want you, please, to listen to the voice of a young French singer and then tell me her name.
Tous les garçons et les filles de mon âge savent bien ce que c'est qu'être heureux. Et les yeux dans les yeux, et la main dans la main, ils s'en vont amoureux, sans perdu.
François Hardy.
Yes, François Hardy is the right answer. You look surprised at yourself there.
I'm rather.
No, don't be. Mr. Burton.
Mythology.
Mythology. What was the name of the home or heaven of the Norse god Woden?
No.
Valhalla. You're not getting fraught, are you?
No,
relax.
no.
Mrs. Bidston.
Musicians, please.
Musicians. In the blue envelope marked number 1 on your desk, you will see a picture of an American pianist, composer, and band leader. Who is he?
Louis Armstrong.
Sorry. No, Duke Ellington. The other one. So, I think we have to roll them, yes. Mr. Burton.
Dictionary.
Dictionary. What is the word given to an emergency measure authorizing the suspension of payments of debts for a given time?
Moratorium.
Yes, a moratorium is the right answer. Mrs. Bidston.
I'll take films, please.
Will you? All right. Films, where are they? Now you're going to hear the theme from a film. What was the film called?
Secret Place.
Nearly right. Sorry, A Summer Place. Yes, a shame. Now, 1 each you've got.
Musicians, please.
Musicians, Mr. Burton. In the blue envelope marked number 2 on your desk, you will see a picture of a Spanish musician. Who is he?
Pablo Casals.
Sorry, no, Segovia. And Segovia. Was one or the other,
Yeah.
you thought, yes.
Pop music, please.
Pop music again, right. Now, you're going to hear a current interpretation of a familiar piece of music. What is the title of this current version?
Song remembers the golden days when she flew so high and she swam so gracefully, but now her body is soft and weak and her
I've no idea.
I don't blame you. It's called The Dying Swan. Sounds like it too, doesn't it? From Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake. Well, I'm glad I don't know who sang it.
Who said it?
Who said it is there. Which famous showman is attributed with having said, "There's a sucker born every minute"?
P.T. Barnum.
Yes, P.T. Barnum, the circus man.
Pop music again.
I've got it ready here. Now, you're going to hear a recording of a song from a new American musical by an American singer. Who is he?
Not your nose, or your hair, or the clothes that you wear. Not a thing I can see makes you special for me. But there's something about you.
No. Pat Boone.
Oh,
You knew it. It didn't come into your mind? Oh, give her a kick, Mr. Burton. Give her a kick. So.
Crime.
For the game. Who was the first criminal captured as a result of a radio message?
Dr. Crippen.
Yes, Dr. Henry Crippen is the right answer. And that's Criss Cross Quiz for 40 pounds. That was an easy one, wasn't it? That was an easier question, that
Yes.
Dr. Crippen one. My goodness, Mrs. Bidston, you didn't get much of a chance. You didn't like them very much, did you, those questions?
well, I just couldn't think of them.
You weren't too nervous, were you?
No.
Good, thank you. Well, anyway, thank you very much for coming, and you do get £10 worth of premium bonds. Thanks very much. Bye-bye. I have to say goodbye to you now. It's a shame. You don't want anybody to lose.
No, I don't.
I know. Never mind. You've got a new challenger, Mr. Burton, from York. He is a journalist, and his name is Mr. Ronald Willis.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Willis. A journalist. What kind of?
Well, I write
writing?
features mostly.
What?
I write features.
Features on anything you like, or
Architecture, mostly.
you interested in architecture?
Yes, very.
Are you? Did you ever want to be one?
No, I rather like to criticize buildings than build them.
Do you go along with John Betjeman and his theory that all the nice buildings are being torn down?
I think a lot on the lines of John Betjeman. I agree with a lot he says. Yeah.
Well, he agrees with him, too, so you've got no argument there. Now, Mr. Burton.
I'll accept the challenge.
I haven't even asked you yet.
Well, I will.
Oh, you're eager, aren't you? You've got to do all that bit first. And I've got to tell you, you got 130 pounds. Anyway, you want to go up, right? Oh, it is your turn.
I'll try spelling.
Will you? Where's spelling? There it is. Not in the middle. Ooh, spell colossal.
Colossaal.
Yes, that is the right spelling. Mr. Willis.
May I have art, please?
You may indeed, yes. In the blue envelope marked number 1 on your desk, you will see a picture of a sculpture of 3 figures by a British artist. Whose work is this?
Henry Moore.
Yes, Sir Henry Moore is the right answer. Now, Mr. Burton.
Books, please.
Books. In the pink envelope marked number 3 on your desk, you will see a picture of an artist's impression of the Gordon riots of 1780. They're the setting for one of Dickens' historical novels. I want you to tell me which one.
Yeah, I know it, but it's gone.
Tough one. Barnaby Rudge. Yes. Oh! That rude noise means that we've run out of time. Now, where are we? £20 on the board. Now, Mr. Burton, will you come back next week?
Yes.
Lovely. Mr. Willis, will you come back
Yes,
next
ma'am.
week? Well, we'll be back next week. We hope that you will join us. Until then, good night from all of us here. Good night.
Thank you.